left right now. He's been on the scene since the beginning. Soon thereafter, our own fire prevention services, our fire services department was here, and since then, we've had a variety of governmental agencies that have been involved in investigating and reviewing the explosion scene here, including State Fire has been here, National Grid has been here to take the meters away for their further study. We've had the Public Service Commission on site as well, and a variety of other fire departments on a mutual aid call arrived at the scene to help facilitate the progress here today, and significant progress has been made. The good news is we're unaware of any injuries sustained as a result of the explosion. Certainly many of you know that during the time that our fire departments have been working earnestly to put down this fire, which still is ongoing as we speak, one of our members was injured by debris coming off some of the wreckage in the background as well. So we are keeping our prayers for that service member as well. He's down at Memorial Hospital right now, and they're giving a full review of his injuries. But we're unaware of any injuries sustained as a result of the explosion. With the various investigating agencies, certainly we don't have a cause of the explosion. We do believe that natural gas participated in the explosion, but we're not here to tell you if that was the only cause. Many investigators are here on the scene, including insurance investigators and folks that are here to put a fence up around the entire area until the full investigation can be done, which can take weeks actually. We've taken pipe, a natural gas pipe out of the building, and we believe National Grid may be taking that for examination as well. State Fire had a drone authorized by the FAA today at 11 a.m. to take an aerial view of the explosion scene as well. So a lot more investigation needs to be done in connection with the balance of the explosion that occurred here this morning at approximately 3:13 a.m. Dan Sullivan, chief of our West Albany Fire Department, was here first on the scene, and of course we have Ben Stevens as well, and a variety of public servants here today. The town of Colonie not only has police involved here, we still have our highway department here. They're the ones in the back there. You can see they're pulling away sections of the exploded building so that our firematic teams can get inside the structure. The highway department's been on site since 5 a.m. this morning helping. Of course, our Colonie police have been an integral part of maintaining order in this area of the town so that the investigators and our firematic personnel can get in. Albany County has been by because this is their road, Everett Road, and they were here cleaning the shrapnel off the road here that was a result of this very powerful explosion. And we're happy for all agencies that have stepped forward to help us in this very challenging morning. And we certainly appreciate everyone coming out today so that we can get the word out to the entire community about this very serious explosion. And if you have any questions, I can try to answer them. I'm also been guided by so many of our talented firematic people as well. So if I can't answer it, maybe they can, but it is an ongoing investigation. There's no cause yet that's been determined.
Peter, is there any reason to believe that weather may have been a contributing factor here?
I'm unaware that the weather had any factor here, but again, Dan, it could be as we get into it some more, but the investigation is just beginning. As I said, we know natural gas played a role in the explosion, but what else played a role, we don't know yet.
It's a restaurant. Could there have been a pilot light left on?
Any of those things could have happened. But we're going to let the experts run that down and investigate inch by inch, and that's why the fire continues to go today, because the firematic people are trying to give opportunity for other investigating agencies and insurance investigators as well in there. But I imagine in the next hour or two, Dan would probably put the fire down.
Correct.
And hopefully by this evening we'll be able to reopen this section of Everett Road.
Have any surveillance cameras in the area picked up any people who might have been in the area at the time?
We believe that it's possible that some of the surrounding buildings may enjoy some surveillance, and I know that the investigators would be collecting any of that data as we speak during the course of the investigation.
Can you explain how many businesses were located there? The sign says there were two, but just one operating correctly?
That's correct. We understand that the Pad Thai restaurant was functioning, but the other business may not have been operating at the time.
Also, are those like gas lines right there?
They are. They are.
Yes, those are gas lines that came out of the exploded structure.
And now they're being investigated?
It's evidence.
Evidence now. Yeah.
Was the restaurant open for business last night?
I am unaware. I can't answer that.
I believe they had closed earlier in the day.
Have you talked to the owners of it to see what their thoughts may be on what could have happened?
They have been interviewed a number of times, and we will continue to interview them to get more of the information that they can provide us.
Did you get into the severity of the injuries suffered by the firefighter, and which department was he with?
Well, he's certainly a town employee as well,
Correct.
right? He works
Correct.
with our fire services department under the leadership of Ben Stevens.
He's still being evaluated at the hospital. So.
This was a locally owned business. There were whole two families worked there. What can you say about using this type of business now that contributes to the community?
Would you state that again?
No, I'm sorry. Yes.
It's okay. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. This was locally owned. An entire family worked at this business. Now, all of them really don't know what the next steps are. How does it make you feel, to have a family now without their business, without their income, everything?
You can rest assured that the town of Colonie will help them reconstruct. We want them back here doing business here in the town of Colonie. So whatever we can do, any assistance that the town can do to encourage a rebuild. The site will be under investigation for a little while with their own insurance company. So they'll kind of be the master of how they think they might want to move forward in that way. But we hope they stay here so that they can continue to be an integral part of the fabric of the town of Colonie.
Perhaps a question for a fire investigation. How common or how rare are incidents like this?
Danny, what do you
us,
think?
For our area, extremely rare. However, this year, throughout the nation, it's been a very popular thing. We don't know why. It's just, it's one of them deals where it's just a lot of them been happening this year, and unfortunately it hit our town.
Have there been any recent EMS calls to this location in the past?
I'm unaware of the property history, the premise history right now. I'm not sure.
Yes.
Within a couple hours.
Yep, we
hopefully,
believe it'll
to
be
get it.
in the evening. Will be reopened. This section of Everett Row will be reopened this week, this evening.
Yep. Hopefully by 6 o'clock.
We have to
we're
make
hoping.
sure to put the fire out first, and it is still going. Yep, still going.
Historically, what causes something to explode like this instead of just becoming a fire?
Gas, natural gas, flammable liquids, flammable gases. Could be propane, could be, there's a lot of reasons for it, and that's why we go through that process of elimination to make sure exactly what we're dealing with. We can look at structural damage and determine possibly what type of gas it was. For instance, propane's heavier than air, so it's low. Building's off to blow out in the bottom. Natural gas is a little lighter than air, goes up. Usually takes the roofs off, which does appear to happen here. So we're pretty sure that's what we're dealing with, but as Peter said, we don't know exactly why and the chain of events. So as we get all that put together and confirm, if that was the only reason we had an incident.
Was this the condition you found the building in roughly when you arrived here?
It was not. There was a little more left, but not much. And upon our arrival, as we stretched lines and they were operating, the building was continuing to collapse, and we were backing everybody. Had to back everybody off to keep them safe. And yes, the building was still collapsing as we were operating.
And we brought in our highway department to help
Make that
disassemble
safe
some of the pieces
so we
that
can put it out.
the firematic teams could get in there.
Is the gas line hooked up to any other building around
It
here?
is not. Gas lines are separate to a certain structure. There is mains, but then the taps come off of the mains to certain structures.
I'm sure a lot of businesses are on edge right now, especially nearby. Are there any warning signs before an explosion like this happens they should look out for? And can you also step up?
Sure. Anytime you smell gas, whether it be propane or natural gas, obviously right away you should call 911. get out of the building, you know, let us come and deal with it. We have certain gas meters to deal with this type of stuff, and we often involve National Grid because they are the experts in that. So,
And there were no such calls
Correct.
This morning or late
To
last
any
evening
of our emergency
to any
services.
emergency services.
What was the sound of this like for people who, I don't live near, I don't know
One of my
what this feels?
firefighters lives about a mile from here, and he was woken before we received the alarm. And my assistant chief's wife was close also, and she was also woken. So it was a tremendous explosion, without a doubt. They're a mile away from here, and they heard it.
I'm sorry. I suppose follow-up question to one that was just asked. If this happens at one location, is there reason to believe that it is more likely to happen at a nearby location?
Usually this is due to a failure of some sort, okay, within the building. You know, if you're dating back to Boston area years ago to National Grid, if you guys remember, the pressure got spiked. This is not what we're dealing with here. National Grid has already been here. They've secured and made sure all that's good. They pressure tested things, made sure it's good. So the other buildings in this area, we're safe.
Very much localized.
Yes, yes, yep.
I noticed that the glass in the explosion was all the way across the street.
It was.
You bet.
This happened during the day, let's say, is it been a worse situation because there would have been perhaps people,
Yes, yeah, obviously it's unfortunate for the family and for everybody that this
bet.
occurred. However, we are fortunate that it happened at 3 a.m. in an unoccupied building.
Very light traffic.
And very light traffic
Yep.
in the area, you know.
Thank you for rolling out.
Thank
And
you
once we
all.
get more information, we will release it to you when we get it. And it could take some time for all the investigators to kind of figure out how it all got started and how it ended up. But right now, we feel for the family that it's a loss to their family business right now. We'll let the investigators do their investigating, and once we get some more information, we're more than happy to let you know that too.
To the best of your knowledge, does the family have insurance?
We have been contacted by insurance representatives that manage the insurance for the site, so I believe there's insurance involved, yes.
And how long has this been open for business?
That I am not aware. I am not aware
I'm thinking
of how long.
close to 10 years, I think they've been here.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Yep.
you.
Thanks for rolling out today. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Fabulous.